So anyway, v'iloi, and if not, remember we're talking about an ear remedy now. V'iloi, laise tarba de chipushta, bring the fat of a beetle, the chipushta gamlanisa, a fat beetle, has to be a fat one. V'lifsha, melt it, v'lishtabe, and put it in the ear. V'iloi limalya l'unei mishche, put in the ear oil. V'levet shev psilta de aspasta, and make 7 wicks of wheat that was not ripened, a third. V'leise sufsa de tuma, and bring some garlic, and it's interesting. Yeah, so shuvsa de tuma is not the garlic itself, but garlic leaves. V'leis of barka b'chad reisha, and take these 7 wicks and the garlic leaves, and tie it with hair from an animal at one end. V'lisla b'hunura, and at the other end he should light the wick with a fire. The idach reisha maisva ba'una, the opposite end of the wick, he should apply into the ear that you poured the oil into. V'leisav udna lahada nura, and let the fire get close to the ear, but v'yizdar mezika, make sure you don't catch a draft. V'nishkel, remember we said that there's 7 such wicks. V'nishkel chada v'nanan chada. Use one, then put it away and use another one. Lish nachrina, another version for this ear remedy. V'iloi, and if not, leise shep silta bikra, bring 7 wicks of the animal hair. V'shoyef le mishcha das pasta, and you should smear it with oil that comes out of wheat that's only a third ripened. V'neisef chad reish benura, and light one end with a fire. V'chad reish b'onei, and the other end in your ear. V'nishkel chada v'nana chada, put in one and then put it aside, put in the other one. And again, v'yizdar mazika, and be careful not to catch a draft. V'iloi, again remember, v'iloi either means that if the remedy doesn't work or if this is not available. Laisi udra denada doloi mashkif. Now here, this is really something. This is wool that was dyed violet. So laisi udra denada doloi mishakif. And look how specific are these remedies. You take wool that was dyed violet that wasn't yet combed, and put it in the ear, and bring the ear close to the fire. And again, be careful from a wind. Now, this must be something that they kept in the house. Laise gufta de kanya atika bar ma'oshnin. Find a tube made out of a reed that was 100 years old. V'limalye milcha galnisa, and fill it with coarse salt, with rock salt. V'likle, then burn it. V'lidabek, and apply it to the ear. Now, as I told you in the beginning of the Gemara, there are ailments where the ear is dry, the ailments where the ear is secretions. V'simanech retiva liyavishta, the moist remedies are for a dry ear, v'yavishta, and the dry remedies are retiva, for a ear that has secretions. Amar Rabba bar Zutra Amar Chanina. Now this sounds like something like lockjaw. It says Ma'alin oznayim b'Shabbos, you could raise the ear on Shabbos. This means to set the jaw back in place. Tanar Shmuel bar Yehuda biyad, you could do it manually, avaloi b'sam, but not with medicine. Ikadame, no, to the contrary, besam, you could use medicine, avaloi biyad, you shouldn't do it manually, because when you do it manually, you might cause a wound. My timer, mizrazarf, you could cause a wound. Of course, a wound is not allowed to be done on Shabbos. Amrav Zutra Bar Tovia Amarav. Now turning to the eye. Ayin shemarda, an eye that rebels. This means, obviously, a bulging eye. Mutter l'koichel b'Shabbos, you could put ointment on it on Shabbos. Savar minei hanimili d'shchike saman mesman. The Gemara thought that's only if the ointment, the herbs were grinded from before Shabbos. Aval b'shachik b'Shabbos, but to grind them on Shabbos v'asiyah derech l'shzarab and bring them through the public thoroughfare, which is an issa d'oraisa. The Gemara thinks no. Loy. Amalei ha'omer rabbanim Reb Yaakov Shmei l'dimid mishmifashay minei Reb Yehuda. For me, it was explained, Rabbi Yehuda, afilu mishchok b'Shabbos. You could even grind it on Shabbos v'asiyah derech l'shzarab and bring it through the public thoroughfare mutter, because it's a sakana when the eye is bulging. Rabbi Yehuda shara l'mikalein b'Shabbos. Rabbi Yehuda permitted applying an ointment to an eye on Shabbos. Amalu Rav Shmuel Bar Yehuda. Rav Shmuel Bar Yehuda says, "Man sayis l'Yehuda meichel Shabbat." Who should listen to Yehuda, who's suggesting that people desecrate the Shabbos? L'soif chosh b'einei. Afterwards, he had such a pain in the eye. Shalach le, he sent to Yehuda shari. He sent to Rabbi Yehuda shari ayaser. Is it permitted or forbidden? Shalach le, so he sent him l'kuli alma shari. For everybody else, it's permitted. L'didach aser. For you, it's aser because you put down the heter and you said that it's not allowed. And how could you do that? You think I was relying on myself? The Mashmuli, it's Mashmul's remedy. Because there was a maidservant in the house of Shmuel, the her eye was bulging on Shabbos, Safcha, she was screaming, Velekad Ashkapa, nobody paid any attention. And Pokaina, her eye burst. Lamachar Nafik Mashmul, the Darish Mashmul went out and darshan ayin shemarda, an eye that is bulging. Mutar l'koichel b'Shabbos, you're allowed to apply the ointment, even if it means preparing it and carrying it through the public thoroughfare. Now he says that there's a linkage between the eye and the muscles of the heart. My time at the shuyarne the eine, the eye is connected ba'vanta the libeit klo. It's connected to the muscles of the heart. Now, let's try to mute people here. Okay, says the Gemara, Kegain Mai, when we said that there's ailments in the eye, what are examples of ailments in the eye? Rabbi Yehuda Kegain Rira, if the eye has a lot of discharge. Ditza, if it has a pressing pain, a piercing pain. Dama, if there's blood in the eye. Dimasa, if there's excessive tearing. Of a kidcha, if there's an inflammation. Schilas uchla, and when it's allowed is in the beginning of the problem. Lafuke saifuchla, but if it's starting to heal, then you don't have to be mechal the Shabbos. Or patzuche eina, or if you're just doing it to improve one's vision, you're not allowed to do that on the Shabbos. Okay, today's shir was a mouthful. Wow, a big daf. We're going to do the Chumash shir now, so the evening is just getting started. So if you have nowhere to run, you're welcome to join us.